And it's a very dignified way. What I would suggest to man is to get long clothes and long garments. The requirement is to cover between the navel and the knees, but it is so much better if the ihram stretches all the way down to the feet, just about touching the feet. And that's not haram to touch the feet, and even if the feet are covered by the bottom garment of the ihram, it's not haram at all. And the top piece can just be put as worn as a cloak around the shoulders. As far as the top piece of the garment is concerned, we may use a safety pin to tie both the sides of the ihram together, but it cannot be knotted, nor can there be a button. Well, I suppose button can be there because it acts like a safety pin, but it's better to just put a safety pin and not to tie it at any rate. When we do the ihram, ihram is not merely removal of excess garments and wearing of the two clothes, it's a whole procedure. And with the ihram, we go into the state in which we prohibit ourselves many things, and we enter into the state of consecration, and we prepare ourselves for the umrah of tamattu. So what are the tenets of ihram? And this is for both men and women. The first is intention. The intention should be specifying what type of Hajj it is and on whose behalf it is being performed. So a person going for the first time would make the intention that I am wearing the ihram for Umrah Tamattu towards Hajjatul Islam Wajib Qurbatan Ilallah. This is the pronouncement of the intention. It's extremely mustahab to pronounce this intention. However, there is a requirement, and that is that as with all devotional acts, it should be strictly and sincerely for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but that's the act of the heart and the mind. The pronouncement will be in accordance with what is within the heart and the mind. As for those performing Hajj a second time, they may be doing a mustahab Hajj. They don't have to specify mustahab, they can just say qurbatan ilallah. They will just say, I'm performing the ihram for Umrah Tamattu towards Hajj Tamattu qurbatan ilallah. Some people may be skeptical about the first Hajj that they have performed some time back, and they want to be double sure and make sure that they perform their obligations properly. For them, the intention, as I said, the intention is something to do with the heart and the mind, but the ulama state that pronouncing it is extremely mustahab. They would say, or such a person would say, I am performing the ihram for Umrah Tamattu towards Hajj Tamattu in accordance with what is owed by me. Qurbatan ilallah ta'ala. In other words, ma fi dhimmati, whatever is my obligation. Or they can say, in order to gain the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to perform my Hajj once again if the first one was invalid, so on and so forth. But suffice it to know that it's the intention that matters and the words are secondary. So if a person has that intention that whatever I have done, if that has not been valid, then this is in its place, then that would be sufficient. If a person is doing Hajj on another person's behalf, then they would say, I am performing the ihram of Umrah Tamattu on behalf of such and such towards their Hajjatul Islam, if they haven't done it already. Because it would be Hajjatul Islam if it's being performed for somebody else. Or for such and such, and whatever was due by them, whatever was owed by them. Do you understand how the intention is to be made now? Because it varies with differing sort of requirements. Is that understood? Can we? Yes.
Is it recommended to do in Arabic, or does it matter?
No. It's not recommended to do in Arabic, apart from just the qurbatan ilallah maybe. The rest of it is fine. You can state it in any language. Yeah.
And qurbatan ilallah. Does everyone have to say that, or?
Yeah. As I said, that is secondary. You have to say it as an optional recommended requirement. The primary thing is that it has to be strictly for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But has everybody understood how the intention fluctuates and changes? Yeah? Any questions on that before we go anywhere else? No? Yes?
If somebody is performing Hajj for somebody else behalf, but he knows he's already done it, so it's just like doing it for him. So how is it?
So in that case, what you say is that I'm performing Hajj, I'm performing the Ihram for Umrah Tamattu on behalf of such and such, qurbatan ila Allah ta'ala. Yes, because they've already done it, and you're doing it mustahab, and that's fine. A person can be doing Umrah Tamattu towards Hajj Tamattu on behalf of a group of people. It might be the two parents. It might be the Prophet and his immaculate progeny. The intention will change in accordance with the requirement. The type of Hajj that we are doing will dictate the intention that we need to make. So let's say I'm performing Umrah Tamattu on behalf of my parents towards Hajj Tamattu qurbatan ila Allah ta'ala. Now there could be somebody who is doing the Hajj in lieu of or in place of an oath that they might have made. So they would say, is there anybody here doing another Hajj? Or Ahadul Qasam? Nobody? Yes? There is, okay.
Someone else.
Okay, no, not someone else. We might make an oath. A person may make an oath that I will do this for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes? Or Allah, you do this for me, I'll do this for you. Or something like that. In such a case, a person would say, I am performing the Ihram for Umrah Tamattu in place of the oath towards Hajj Tamattu, qurbatan lillahi ta'ala. But you get this now, don't you? How the intention is to be made. Now, one of the central tenets of every aspect of Umrah and Hajj is the intention. So this intention that you make for the first time for Ihram will be repeated everywhere else. How is that? For example, at the time of wearing the Ihram, we make the intention. When we go into Makkah, before doing the Tawaf, we will make the intention for the Tawaf for the same type of pilgrimage for which we made the intention during the Ihram. We'll pray the Salah, we make the same type of intention that we made from the beginning for Salah and then for Sa'i and for Taqsir, so on and so forth. Have you understood that? That is the bottom line. The intention has to be there, and the intention has to be in accordance with the type of Hajj that is being performed at every stage of the rituals of Umrah and Hajj. Have we understood that? Yes? Anybody in any doubt? No. Okay. So that's the first thing about Ihram. The two pieces of garments and the intention. Now, after the intention, the Ihram doesn't become binding. The Ihram is composed of three things: the two garments, the intention, and the pronouncement of Talbiyah. Talbiyah makes the Ihram incumbent and restricts the individual beyond the pronouncement. The Talbiyah obviously has to be done in Arabic. And if a person doesn't remember it, it doesn't matter, because they can be dictated to, and they can repeat. Basically, Talbiyah consists of saying, Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik, Labbaik la sharika laka, Labbaik. That's about it, the requirement. It's mustahab to say, Innal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk, La sharika lak, and to say Labbaik at the end as well is optional and allowed. Once we